Hi everybody, welcome to Archimarathon.
We're in Japan at Kanagawa Institute of Technology.
Roll intro.
Where's intro?
Intro. Here he is.
Oh, there he is.
Here he is. You go, guy. You go, little fella.
See ya.
You're right, sweetie. You're right.
The world is spinning.
Shinagawa,
Kirikawa.
Kurokawa.
Michelin Man. No, I don't know. We're up to. What are we? Now I've lost it. Junya
Ishigami.
And they did both the workshop and this pavilion?
Yes.
Right. Very cool.
With Junsato, the engineer who made amazing structural calculations.
And they also worked on the Kengo-kuma
Sunny Hills.
Sunny Hills? Yeah. It is epic. Like you can probably see, there's no columns here. Well, we're under basically a huge steel sheet, 580 tons of sheet. So if it suddenly gave way, we would be squishy pancakes. And it's all tied back in tension.
You will be, I won't be.
Oh, you'll be fine. Buster Keaton.
Yeah, I know Buster Keaton.
He got a movie reference. So yeah, it's all tied back and it's just this 12mm sheet with some sort of aggregate on top of it. But at the edges, there's actually cleats going into what are essentially huge concrete beams. And you can just see where it curves up to absorb those cleats. They just come down, hold the sheet, and then it's only the sheet, all working in tensions.
Just like a suspended handkerchief. With holes in it.
With holes in it. Speaking of holes in it, that's also what this is. This is like a playground flooring, so water just goes straight through this. It makes me think of the art island, Teshima.
Yes, Teshima Museum.
Yeah.
By Ryu Nishizawa.
Which is, fight me in the comments, so much better than this. And everybody has to go to that. And I think mainly because of the ground plane. This feels like a playground sort of.
That one, I know you have to like take your shoes off. It's quite a thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this one here, it's everyone, students just come in here and chill out.
Yeah.
I've seen ceremonies being held in here, so it's quite different.
We just saw a whole heap of dudes in white lab coats get their photo taken here. I bet you it's used for a lot of PR stuff.
The Sky Building, as architects know it, but it's called the Plaza. So this is just a space for students to chill out in.
And there's just 3 entrances into that plaza.
Yeah.
Right. I wonder how many people have gotten on the roof. Like that's all I want to do is get on the roof. And I feel like if it was in another country, people would be all over the roof.
Be another country, this would be graffitied and...
Yeah, there'd be drawn all over it.
That's just you.
Yeah, oh yeah. Pretty special, pretty amazing. And then I think it works really well with the workshop because they've got the same DNA, but they're doing different things. Like this is like working so hard to be column free, and then the other one is just a story of columns. And like this strangely rational, the structure in there, because it doesn't line up on any grids. Most of them are really thin plate columns, and they're at all the different orientations, aren't they? So they kind of self-brace. There's not cross-bracing at all in that entire building.
The water does drain. There is one drain over there. Last time I was here, it rained the night before, so there was just constant water dripping. It was actually quite beautiful when it rained.
Oh, unbelievable.
Yeah.
And
But you notice how the light quality changes from when the sun comes out. It becomes this kind of almost diffused patches of light, and then suddenly it becomes really sharp.
Yeah, it's actually, I feel like it's a bit of a privilege to have it on a slightly cloudy day, because every now and then suddenly it's just these hard squares.
Yeah.
And then it diffuses a bit again.
Yeah.
Which is really lovely. You can tell what they're doing is they're going for the whole Zen thing, aren't they?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it's a place for students, they're working flat out and they need somewhere to come to, the plaza.
Yep.
And they can lay up against the wall on the curves or in the middle. And what was really interesting, so we're here on our Archimarathon Japan 24 tour. So we've got 14 epic people with us. And everybody walks in and they almost immediately go horizontal. They just
Lie
all
down.
go, lay down and switch off.
It is quite amazing when you come in, you actually don't see the whole space because it dips right down past you, and then you have to go down to see all this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it kind of draws you down in a way. It's like, ooh, I want to know what's going on.
And you know what we're the loudest people here at the moment, but
Yeah.
everyone is so quiet. It's just one of those spaces, you just feel like, am I disturbing the peace?
Well, yeah, that's usually how I feel.
You're always disturbing peace.
You always say, how do you know if a space is sacred? Because you feel like you need to whisper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should whisper.
We should be whispering.
Yeah.
Hello, can you hear me? But the other thing, so you've got that, you come in and like the roof is draped down in front of you and it draws you down. It's interesting, even though it seems like a singular spatial experience, when you're in the middle, you see all the spaces rising up. But then at certain times you turn around and you get these sort of slot landscapes. That way you get this sort of the lighting towers and things of the sports field, but from that way you get the trees, and we're in the winter now, so the trees are all barren of their leaves. So you get these great little sort of horizontal panoramic vignettes depending on where you are. I always find it interesting looking at Japanese work, and it makes me think of people that are like James Turrell, who are trying so hard to focus us to the sky and frame the sky. Like Japanese so often in so many buildings just frame things so naturally without making a big deal of it.
I think that's part of a Shinto element. Shinto is a worship of nature.
Right.
And there's a tree, and the tree is sacred. We were there yesterday. There's a rope around the tree. So there's appreciation of natural things. But yeah, I think this simple framing of the sky, literally just go, you know what? Just appreciate the sky as an element.
And you can imagine if you've got exams coming up, or you've just been studying or working flat out, and you choose to center yourself on one of these and just look up to the sky, you could mellow pretty quickly. Like it almost demands a mindfulness when you hear, if somebody like me is not around to disturb the peace.
It's an hour and a half away from Tokyo by train and then bus. And you do need to organize to come here. They do let people to come here, but you need to write like weeks in advance emails, and
It's pretty popular.
It's popular, yeah.
Yeah.
And they'll walk you through the workshop first. And it's like, yeah, okay, that's kind of nice and cute Japanese building. And then you come over here, and that's the one that everyone just wants to spend time in. It's just like another, like a church, a religious building. You just go, you know what, I just need to chill out. The other one is like intellectually and spatially beautiful. But this is where people just...
Yeah, this hits you in the soul, this one.
Soul?
In the soul.
Did you say soul?
Yeah. Soul. Scientific rationalist, I dismiss that last comment as fiction. No, strike it from the record. It's the capital of South Korea. What? It hits me right in the capital of South Korea.
Hit you right in the nuts.
That's not where the capital of South Korea is. Where are we going now?
We're going to the workshop, the tree building, the forest.
So you've got me all mellow from being in here and snoozy, and now you're going to make me work in the workshop.
Yep. That's where you belong.
Sweating away.
Sweat. You like sweat.
Yeah. Pocari Sweat.
Pocari
This
Sweat.
episode's brought to you by Pocari Sweat.
Pocari Sweat.
So we're walking out of the incredible Plaza. It doesn't look that incredible here, which I think is part of the delight.
Yeah.
Looks like a little low concrete, I don't know, mini office building.
Yeah. It's pretty, and you can put signage and stuff. That's just Japan though.
Yeah, signs everywhere. And then it's surrounded by just like, looks like from the 70s or something, generic
Yeah.
things.
But behind us, this is their workshop. Let's go in there. So this is like a little forest.
You notice that none of the columns line up. There's even a grid in the ceiling, and the columns actually don't. They've put in these interstitial bits of steel to make sure that they don't line up.
One thing I didn't notice the first time I visited was that they're all different thicknesses.
Yeah. Which I think is an engineering.
Yeah. And they're all different angled because it's actually, it braces itself. In Japan, all the buildings have so much cross bracing. There's none here.
Because of earthquakes and things like that, and typhoons. And yeah, which is kind of weird. And it really does. And all buildings have techno playing. We're going to get thrown out again.
But it's just a giant shed. It is just a workshop technically, but yeah, it does get
hot. There's no insulation, is there? Like if you look at the roof, it is just painted white metal roofing, and then they've actually gone and clipped on, just with bulldog clips, paper.
Because it just gets too bright.
Yeah, and then these huge air conditioners here because it's just a shed. So this is winter. Look at us rugged up. It's actually cooking in here because it's just single glazing, letting all the sun in. So great for winter. You've been in summer, haven't you?
Yeah, it was hot. Well, the air conditioning did its job.
Oh, did it? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is beautiful, worth seeing.
Yeah. You want to check out the chairs?
Oh, God. Okay. Well, these are kids' chairs, right? All right? They're not for adults?
Oh, I think they are. That's part of the design of the building.
So they're super thin and minimal structure. Really, really heavy. And they're very, very comfortable.
Beautiful.
Yeah, they're gorgeous.
If you don't touch them.
They're gorgeous. When we first got here, we thought that these were the only, like the example, but actually...
There are quite a few around, yeah.
All the chairs, almost all the chairs are those. So luckily it's a workshop and most people are standing up.
Others are dancing.
It's interesting. It is worth the trip. Anybody that's been to Japan knows you get these clusters of incredible density of really important architecture, but then the rest of it's kind of drawn out and you need to make a big trip. It's definitely worth coming and checking this out. Make a booking first though, you're going to be heartbroken otherwise. Have you been here? What do you think? Have you been to here and Teshima? And do you agree with some people that Teshima is just superior?
I argue it's a different program.
I argue you need to go there and make your own judgment. Because the ground plane there, it's always got water moving. And it's surreal how it moves, and then it gathers and goes down these little drains. And so the ground plane and then this other sheet that goes over the top, they're having this sort of discussion where
It's
this
a single
is
holder, isn't it?
like this geometric. This is the Minecraft sky cloud. This is the Minecraft cloud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other one is a single holder, isn't it?
No.
It's got a few, is it?
Yeah.
Huh.
It's different, but do you agree? It just kind of, if you've been to both, it reminds you one or the other. Amazing though. Check it out.
Check it out.
Everybody else is mellowing and I'm all hyped. You should have come on this tour. You know it too. You're sitting there watching this going, oh, fuck, why did I not go on that tour? Well, there's another one coming up. And then Germany. Check it out. There's a link. Love you guys.